This is Justin for October 28th, 2022, looking at SPX. So this is kind of where I had things for the last video, and I said, we're going bearish, expecting a gap down, retests, go lower. Didn't get that at all. We actually gapped up so slightly inside of Thursday and then ran up. So this was like, I saw so much, head and shoulders in here, so many reversal signals, and it didn't play out that way. It was just a massive rest. And I mean, 3 days of just really going about nowhere, pretty much from where we were pretty early in the day on Wednesday, and then Thursday pushed up a little bit. No, Tuesday, then Wednesday, then Thursday. And then into Friday, yeah, we just continued on it. I thought we'd have more of a pullback. Here it is on the daily. So I thought we'd pull back into the 21. We did not. We did tag the 100 simple. The price there was just above 3,900, and we actually closed above 3,900, got a high a little bit higher than that, going past it and came right back. So this was a good target. This was a good target for me too. I just thought we'd get a bigger pullback, so let's just look at what was going on today. So yeah, we just we kind of ran right back into these green lines, paused at some of them like we did right here. Looked like, oh, we're going to reverse. No, even that, we put in like a hammer here and a hammer-ish here, and then these two candles, it's like, if we go higher, it's just going to go. But if it reverses, it's like, okay, we're hitting the same resistance. This is a really nice consolidation, and it just broke out the next candle and then just ran, never turned back, never came back down below this green line. Once it got above that, continued on up, headed right to that moving average. So here's the 3,900 call that we actually crossed through a number of times. It was so expensive early on. It's like, okay, here's one of those, maybe they'll get there today, risk half an R, and you could have just exited for an R, and then risk that R, house money, and then just flip that out, and then try and risk an R. No, it doesn't get back in again. But this is one of those where it kept increasing. So buy for 0.5, flip it out at a profit. Buy for 1, flip it out profit. Buy for 0.5, flip it out profit. Buy for 2, came down a little bit further, but still within your risk, 2 by 1, and flip it out for a profit. It just kept going up until the end of the day, where it actually lost a bunch of premium. But I mean, you would have been up if you had just traded that. On the other side, like the 38.50 put just dropped in value. It really didn't even have much of a bounce in here. It kind of did with I guess maybe this would have been way too expensive to do with $100 risk, but buying something here, looking for that reversal at that first green line. But at that point, you're going against the continuation of the trend. Maybe getting into something bearish here, but that's not a 10 EMA setup. We had this candle, bull candle closing below the 10, but didn't go and trigger that bearish. These two candles both triggered bullish. I guess technically this candle at one point was a bullish candle that would have triggered in both of these two bear candles closing above the 10. So that's a possible trap. I mean, it's definitely a trap. It's a possible 10 EMA trap if you went into that thinking, okay, but then your stop probably been way down in this area. Yeah, that might have been a trap. So, but yeah, we just kept getting really nice continuation signals. Some rest for, hour and a half, stuff like that, and then just continue on up. So it was just a day to be bullish. So I was completely wrong in my last video. I don't know where we're going next. I would think we're going to push back down a little bit. Like some people are going to come in here and sell. We opened above. Last time we got above or were above the 100 was this day. And there was a big gap down. We were trapping a bunch of bulls. I don't know that we're going to gap way down on this, not yet, but I mean, we could keep pushing up. We could push back up into these lines, maybe the 200, about there. The 200's come down a little bit more. About there, we'd be up at this point. And that's kind of our last pivot. I mean, this one too. But if we start pivoting, if we start to push the pivot poles, then it's more of a question of, are we, what's the bigger time frame we're downtrending on? So I guess the real last big one was this off of the 200. So here we are retesting back into the 100. Let's see. Last time we did some of these, that was the COVID one. Which other one did we hold the 100? Lower back up there. Push past that to the 200. I feel like one that's a real downtrend. I don't know that I can get back in time far enough. This is only letting me going back to a little bit of 2012 for some reason. So it's only letting me go back 10 years. It should be 20. No, oh, I have it set at 10 years. Okay, so I'll have to try and fix that and do another video. So anyway, from here, yeah, I was completely wrong in the last video. So I don't know. There were not signals to go bearish. So, you know, like the 10 EMA setups weren't there going bearish. Technically, this one was a bull candle closing below the 10 or at the 10. This candle would have triggered it in, and then you were stopped out pretty soon after. This didn't trigger. That kind of maybe did, but again, it's like, how much are you risking playing the reversal? You're going against the trend. You're clearly going against the trend. It's going up all day. You know, you're clearly going against the trend. You want to be in early on something that's not moving that direction. It's against the trend. So hopefully you didn't do that. But if you did, you lost something, and you know, whatever that cost was, that's a good price for a lesson. And you know, let's see if we can follow the trend, whichever way it ends up going. So we've been kind of contending through these lines for a few days here. I would not be surprised if we got a little bit of a pushback down from the 100 there, back into the green lines, and then we'll see. Can we hold it? You know, we were holding these going up. Can we hold it coming back down and not push down to the next one? Or that's the next target if we do. So maybe we just play it small like that. Look for 10 EMA setup, bullish or bearish. See if we get any sort of pullback. If more strength keeps coming in, because we just had a higher high and a higher low, and we closed above this kind of smaller, you know, range pivot. But we've had, I mean, from here to here was just straight up. Then we had a little bit of a rest here to here, and now we're continuing. So how much more, how many days more is it going to continue? No idea. Hope this helps. This is Justin. Thanks.